What is up? My name is Garrett at Yogurt on Twitter, YOOGRRTT. Thank you so much for tuning into the Now Notation YouTube channel. Welcome back to another album review. Today we are talking about A$AP Ferg's Floor Seats. This is really just a short EP that kind of is serving as the follow-up to his sophomore album, Always Strive and Prosper. And you know, this thing is a quick listen. It definitely sits at less than 30 minutes in runtime, but across the board you do have a lot of cool features, cool ass beats, really great production on this thing, and I think that this does serve as a cool addition to his discography. And if you are just a fan of A$AP Ferg, whether it's the loud trap bangers, the club anthems, or it's just you know, his awesome rap voice and just the way that he flows, you're getting more of that on here. And you know, at times it is the highest of highs, but at the same time you're also wondering, like, is there any more that this guy can really do? What other lanes can he possibly explore? And I do like the experimental side that he is showing on this thing, and I think there are a couple different tracks that do show off like a different side of him, as well as the collaborations that he is showing off on this thing. It's definitely kind of a cool movement into the future for Ferg, and as far as like another full-length feature album, I'm looking forward to that now, knowing that this EP did like kind of offer these different sides to him, and you know, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. But all in all, Floor Seats is a great addition just to any playlist. I think there's multiple tracks on here that you will, one, definitely be hearing in the clubs, two, definitely be hearing at your parties that you go to, and three, I think they're just you know, fun ass tracks. And I think that's all you really are coming to get and ask for when you are going into an A$AP Ferg album. I don't think you're coming for any crazy lyricism. Ever since the song Work, I think we knew what we were getting into with this guy, and he always kind of just lines them up and hits them out of the park. And while I don't think that this album is like going to be one of my favorites of the year, I do think that this definitely does stand on its own and definitely isn't something that you should necessarily sleep on just because it is a small EP coming from Mr. A$AP Ferg. Let's take a look at the track listing. We have track number 1 is Floor Seats, track number 2 is Jet Lag, track number 3 is Wham with Made in Tokyo, track number 4 is Wigs with Ant the Bee, and Asian Doll or Asian Debrat. I think they're the same people. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it says Asian Debrat on Genius, but I'm pretty sure on you know, Apple Music and whatnot it says Asian Doll. Butt Naked is track number 5 with Rico Nasty. Track number 6 is Pups featuring A$AP Rocky, and that was like the lead single that was released a few months back. Track number 7 is Hummer Limo. Track number 8, Ride with Ty Dolla $ign. Track number 9 is Dreams, Fairy Tales, Fantasies with Brent Faiyaz and Salam Remy. Standout tracks for me on this thing, definitely number 1, one of my favorite songs of the year. I think this song is so goddamn hyped. I think for good reason. I'm hyping it up. Butt Naked with Rico Nasty. That beat is one of the coolest things. It definitely sounds like almost like a bonus track from like the Tron Legacy soundtrack. Like it's such a weird sample and just kind of this like retro-y yet futuristic feel. And just to kind of hear A$AP Ferg over this thing is exactly what I wanted. I want him to kind of go in these crazy weird directions, and I think that was the perfect example and the best example of this type of creativity that I've been kind of highlighting on this review, is just like the different directions that he was willing to go and kind of showcase on this thing. That is like the highlight of those. Like that is the best example. That's what I'm talking about. This is what I want more of. Wham with Made in Tokyo, I think that's a really fun track. The beat on that thing, again, super sick. The titular track Floor Seats has one of the coolest samples, and I think that also is another example of like a really out there interesting beat. And honestly though, when you start at 1 and you go through about 6, I think all except for Wigs, which I think is just unfortunately one of the most annoying tracks on this fuck of the summer. Like I just that track is just one that I wish I enjoyed more of, but I definitely find myself skipping, and it's not like it's a bad it's not a bad beat. A$AP Ferg doesn't do anything wrong. I just think that like the whole repetitiveness of it and just it just didn't work for me. It sounded like it was like an attempt at a Sage the Gemini track. I love Sage the Gemini. So whenever anyone tries to like touch that feel, it just doesn't work always for me. But you think that A$AP Ferg could do it because he has done it in the past. It was not a knockout for me on that one. That's a big no. But Butt Naked, again, that is just the one that I can't get enough of. But one thing I will say is that when you start it so strong with tracks 1 through 6, like going for this certain like hype ass feel, and you're also showing off like these different type of samples and different type of beats, but also still maintaining that same like high octane adrenaline that A$AP Ferg just like mantra brings. You're getting that really just super heavy in the top of this album, but then once you go from Hummer Limo into like the rest of the album, it definitely switches up in tones, and I found myself like having trouble enjoying those closing tracks, and I didn't find the impact that I think he was going for in those, because of how much I was enjoying just the hypeness that was just Floor Seats, Wham, Butt Naked. Pups is fucking fire. Like, it's catchy, it's fun. So like that's not so much a negative on, I think, A$AP Ferg or anybody else involved with those songs. I think it's more of just like a strike on me, like the way I was listening to this and what I found myself wanting. Like, I was so in after those first 6 tracks, so like when you switch it up, I'm like not as willing to like give that a chance, I feel like, and that's unfortunate, but I did notice that. So all in all though, I think that there's a lot of different styles on A$AP Ferg. I really enjoyed this album so far. Definitely gonna keep listening to it, definitely gonna keep it in my playlist. That is Floor Seats by A$AP Ferg. What did you think of this album? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for all the support on this channel, I really do appreciate it. Please take care of yourselves. Follow me on Twitter, YoGarrett, YoGarrett, Instagram as well. Now notation on those 2 platforms as well. Take care of yourselves.